Hey there, fellow coin hunters. Now, I know what you're thinking. A penny worth how much? Well, buckle up because today we're talking about a coin that could make you richer than your wildest dreams. Well, okay, not everyone's dreams, but still, it's worth $1.9 million. Yep, you heard me right. This little copper disc could change your life. Welcome to the world of the 2009 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. And no, you don't need a magnifying glass to spot the mint mark, because there isn't one. But trust me, there's a whole lot more to this penny than meets the eye. Stick around and I'll break it all down for you, including why it's worth such a fortune. But first, hit that like button if you love finding hidden treasure in your spare change. You might just find your own gold mine. Alright, let's get into it. You know, I didn't always know how much real value was hidden in my penny jar. I mean, I used to throw pennies in there like they were, well, just pennies. But oh man, did I learn my lesson. And let me tell you, finding a coin like the 2009 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny is the stuff of legend in the coin world. This penny wasn't just struck out of thin air. It was part of the 2009 series, which commemorated the 200th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It had a special design for different reverse designs that showcase different phases of Lincoln's life. But here's the kicker. Most of the pennies from that year came with a mint mark, either a D for Denver or an S for San Francisco. But some don't have that mint mark at all. And that's where the magic happens. In 2009, the Philadelphia Mint was supposed to add the mint mark, but for some reason, a small batch of these coins was struck without it. And guess what? They were released into circulation, and people didn't know they were sitting on a gold mine. Well, technically copper, but you get the idea. Fast forward to today, and the 2009 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is worth a jaw-dropping $1.9 million. Now, don't go diving into your change jars just yet. Finding one of these is as rare as finding a needle in a haystack, if that haystack was made of, more needles. You get what I'm saying, right? Even though it's rare, it's not impossible to find. You just need to know what you're looking for. No mint mark, remember? If you pull one of these bad boys out of your change, you'll see that it looks like your regular 2009 penny, but when you flip it over, the back's got nothing. No D or S. That's your signal it could be worth something big. How does it get to $1.9 million? Well, a few key factors come into play. First, it's a rarity. Fewer than 100 of these are estimated to be in circulation. That's a big deal. Next, it's the condition. Coins in pristine, uncirculated condition fetch more, as with most valuable coins. And of course, there's the historical significance of having a coin that was accidentally released into circulation, making it an accidental treasure. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. Isn't that a bit too good to be true? And while, yes, it sounds like a story out of a coin lover's fairy tale, it's real. In fact, the 2009 no-mint mark penny has been known to sell for such high prices at auction that it's become one of the holy grails of modern American coinage. But let me tell you, I almost had my own version of this treasure story. A few years ago, I was in a rush and dumped a bunch of loose change into my piggy bank, thinking, whatever, it's just pennies. Fast forward to me cleaning out the piggy bank, and I find this old, battered 2009 penny. Guess what? No mint mark. I thought I had hit the jackpot. I rushed over to my computer, started Googling, and found out, well, it wasn't in great condition, but hey, it was still worth more than your average penny. It wasn't a $1.9 million coin, but it was a reminder that sometimes we overlook what we have right in front of us. So if you have a 2009 penny without a mint mark, check it out closely, and if it's in good shape, you could have a piece of history on your hands. So there you have it, the 2009 no mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. Worth $1.9 million? Maybe. Worth more than a regular penny? Absolutely. Whether you're a coin collector or just someone who loves the thrill of the hunt, make sure to keep your eyes peeled for one of these. It could be sitting in your pocket, your drawer, or that jar of loose change you've been ignoring for years. And hey, if you want more tips and tricks on how to spot coins that could make you a millionaire, or at least give your wallet a little boost, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming up next. 1964 The Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. This coin may look like just another common penny, but in reality, it could be worth a fortune. How much exactly? Well, keep watching to find out just how much this small, seemingly ordinary penny could fetch on the market today. You'll be surprised to learn just how valuable these pennies are. The Lincoln penny has a rich history, being first introduced in 1909 to commemorate Abraham Lincoln's centennial birthday. Since then, this penny has become an iconic part of U.S. currency. But we're focusing today on the 1964 D penny, a coin that might just have a surprising worth that will make you rethink what's sitting in your spare change jar. The 1964 D penny was minted at the Denver Mint. In 1964, the U.S. was in the midst of a transitional period, with the country moving away from silver coinage to copper-plated zinc. This penny was part of that shift and had a mintage of over 2 billion coins. A lot, right? With such a large quantity, it might seem unlikely that any would be rare. But that's not the full story. You might be wondering, what makes the 1964 D penny so special that it's worth millions of dollars? Well, it's all about a rare minting error, which is what makes these coins highly sought after by collectors. The key error that can make a 1964 D penny incredibly valuable is the die clash. This occurs when the dies used to strike the coins get misaligned, causing images from one die to appear faintly on the opposite side of the coin. In the case of the 1964 D penny, some of these coins were struck with a die that had a significant clash, leaving ghostly, double-struck images. This anomaly is what separates the rare specimens from the regular ones. These error coins are incredibly rare, and because the mistake happened on a coin produced at the Denver Mint, finding one of these pennies in circulation today is like finding a needle in a haystack. How much are these coins worth? Now, let's get to the exciting part. How much can you actually sell a 1964 D penny for? Regular 1964 D pennies, without any notable errors, are worth about 1 cent, their face value. But when a 1964 D penny has that rare die clash error, the value skyrockets. You're looking at a coin that could easily fetch anywhere from $1,000 to $1.7 million at auction, depending on the severity and clarity of the error. The value of these coins largely depends on their condition, the presence of the error, and the demand in the current market. If you happen to find one in excellent condition with the die clash visible, you're sitting on a rare treasure. The market for rare coins, especially error coins, has been booming in recent years. The value of error pennies has been steadily increasing as collectors are willing to pay top dollar for these unique and rare pieces. The 1964 D penny is particularly in demand, not only because of the die clash error, but also because of its historical significance. Coins like these are often sold through specialized auctions, either online or at major coin shows. They can sometimes even get sold privately to serious collectors, where they might fetch even higher prices due to the rarity of the specimen. If you think about it, the 1964 D penny's value could potentially grow over time as more collectors get into the game, and fewer of these error coins remain available. How do you know if you have one of these rare 1964 D error pennies in your collection? The most important thing to look for is the die clash, the overlapping or ghost-like images from the opposite side of the coin. The die clash is usually faint but visible if you know where to look. Check around the areas of Abraham Lincoln's bust and the memorial on the reverse side of the penny. If you see any ghostly outlines or any unusual markings, you could be holding a valuable coin. It's also important to inspect the overall condition of the coin. Coins in mint or near mint condition will always fetch higher prices. The more detailed and clearer the error, the higher the coin's value. If the error is subtle, it may be worth a few $100s, but if it's a more noticeable mistake, it could potentially be worth hundreds of thousands or even millions. If you're lucky enough to find one of these coins, you might be wondering where to sell it. The best place to start is with reputable coin dealers, auction houses, or online platforms like eBay, where collectors actively search for rare pennies. If you choose to go the auction route, specialized coin auction houses often handle rare coins and can help you get the best price. It's always a good idea to get your coin professionally graded by organizations like the Professional Coin Grading Service (PCGS) or the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation (NGC). This will give your coin a certified grade, which can help attract buyers and ensure you get top dollar for it. The 1964 Abraham Lincoln penny is a prime example of how a seemingly ordinary coin can hold extraordinary value. If you're lucky enough to find one with a die clash error, you could be sitting on a small fortune. The coin's current market value ranges anywhere from $1,000 to $1.7 million, depending on its condition and rarity. So, if you have any old pennies lying around, it might just be time to take a closer look. You could be holding a rare treasure worth millions of dollars. Remember, the world of coin collecting is filled with hidden gems just waiting to be discovered. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, keep your eyes peeled for those rare pennies that could change your life. 1969 Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. You might be wondering what makes this seemingly ordinary penny worth so much. Well, you're in for a treat, because we're diving deep into its value, history, and the exact reason why this penny could fetch you a substantial amount in today's market. If you're a coin collector or just curious about hidden treasures in your pocket change, this video is for you. Stay tuned as we break down everything you need to know about the 1969 penny. Let's begin by setting the stage. The 1969 Lincoln penny was minted at the Denver Mint, as indicated by the D mint mark found on the reverse side. This penny was part of the regular U.S. minting process and was produced in vast quantities, with over 4 billion of them being struck in total. At first glance, it seems like just another penny, right? So what's the catch? Now, here's where things get interesting. What sets the 1969 penny apart from its more common counterparts is a rare and highly sought-after error known as the double die variety. The double die error occurs during the minting process when the die strikes the coin more than once, creating a visible doubling effect, particularly in the lettering and design details. For the 1969 penny, this error is most noticeable in the word Liberty on the obverse side and in the date, where you can spot clear signs of doubling. Some examples of this error are so pronounced that you might think you're looking at a completely different coin. But remember, this error is rare, and finding a well-preserved version of the 1969 double die penny is even rarer. Now, let's get into the numbers. The 1969 double die penny, especially one in good condition, can be worth significantly more than its face value. In fact, certain specimens have been known to fetch prices that are in the thousands, or even the millions. A well-preserved 1969 double die penny could easily sell for over $100,000 at auction. In some rare cases, high-grade specimens have been known to sell for over $200,000. But why the extreme range? Well, the value depends on several factors: the condition of the coin, how noticeable the doubling error is, and whether it has been authenticated and graded by reputable grading services like PCGS or NGC. The higher the grade, the higher the price. There are a few factors that determine the specific value of your 1969 double die penny. Let's break these down. As with most coins, the condition of the penny plays a huge role in its value. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect, flawless coin. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. The more visible and pronounced the doubling effect is, the higher the coin's value. Coins with more defined doubling in areas like Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date are the most sought after. Authenticity. Because this error coin is so valuable, it's often targeted by counterfeiters. Always make sure your coin is authenticated by a trusted third party before you try to sell or auction it. Let's talk about the record-breaking sales for these rare pennies. In 2018, a 1969 double die penny, graded by PCGS as MS64, was sold for a staggering $126,500. That's right, over $100,000 for a single penny, but it doesn't stop there. Some lucky collectors have found 1969 double die pennies in mint state, with one specimen even selling for over $200,000. And while these instances are rare, they show just how much these coins can be worth if they are in the right condition. So how can you tell if your 1969 penny is one of these rare gems? First, look for the D mint mark on the reverse side. Next, examine the date and the lettering on the obverse side. The doubling should be obvious to the naked eye. You'll notice the lines appearing thick or shadowed, as if they were struck multiple times. If you're not sure whether your penny has the double die error, it's best to get it examined by a professional coin grader. They can confirm the authenticity of the coin and give you a fair market value. In today's market, rare error coins, like the 1969 double die penny, are highly sought after by collectors and investors alike. With the rise of online auction platforms and coin dealers, it's easier than ever to get your hands on one of these valuable coins. However, finding one in good condition is still challenging. Even if you do find one, the price can vary greatly depending on the coin's grade, visibility of the doubling, and the demand for that specific variety. If you happen to find one in your pocket change, or you're thinking about selling your collection, it's definitely worth having it appraised. To sum it all up, the 1969 Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny is a rare and valuable coin due to its unique double die error. While most of these pennies are worth just 1 cent, if you happen to come across one with the error, it could be worth thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars. If you're serious about collecting or selling rare coins, the 1969 double die penny is a must-have for your collection. Make sure to keep an eye out for it in your change and have any potential finds graded by a professional. 1976 Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny, which may seem like just another penny, but could actually be worth thousands, or even millions, depending on its condition and rarity. So, if you're curious about whether you have one of these in your collection, stick around. Let's get started. First things first, let's talk about the 1976 penny itself. This coin was minted as part of the bicentennial celebration of the United States, which marks 200 years since the country's founding in 1776. The coin has the D mint mark, indicating it was minted in Denver, Colorado. The reverse side of the coin showcases the traditional design featuring the Lincoln Memorial, while the obverse features the famous portrait of President Abraham Lincoln. While the coin might look like your average penny, there are some hidden details that make it worth a lot more than its face value. What makes this coin so special, and why is it potentially worth millions? Let's break it down. The 1976 Lincoln penny wasn't intended to be rare or special at the time of its release. It was just another part of the regular minting process. However, as time has passed, a combination of errors and the rarity of certain high-quality examples has made some of these coins incredibly valuable. The primary reason why this particular coin is valued at such a high market value has to do with certain unique conditions. Coins that were struck with errors, or that were particularly well preserved, have the potential to fetch high prices in the market. When we talk about a high-value coin, It's usually about a specific type of error or an unusual characteristic that makes it stand out from the rest. And in the case of the 1976 D penny, there are a few key factors that collectors are particularly drawn to. The first thing to understand is that the condition of the coin plays a massive role in its value. Minted coins come in varying states of preservation, ranging from well-worn pieces to nearly flawless specimens. If you happen to have a 1976 D penny in pristine, uncirculated condition, it could already be worth hundreds of dollars. But what if your coin has an error? Now, we're talking serious value. Some 1976 D pennies were struck with minting errors, like double die or off-center strikes. These types of errors are incredibly rare and highly sought after by collectors, which makes them worth far more than the average coin. For example, a 1976 D penny with a noticeable double die error, where the details of Abraham Lincoln's portrait appear doubled, can easily sell for thousands of dollars. Additionally, any sign of wear and tear on a coin decreases its value. So, if you're lucky enough to find a well-preserved 1976 D penny, the market value could be considerably higher than expected. These error coins, combined with pristine examples, are truly the ones that collectors are paying top dollar for. Now, let's get into the numbers. So, what's the current market value for the 1976 D Abraham Lincoln penny? Well, it varies depending on condition and whether it has any errors. But for a coin in uncirculated condition with no noticeable errors, you could expect a value of around $10 to $25. It's still quite a bit more than the 1-cent value, but it's not breaking the bank just yet. However, as we mentioned earlier, coins that feature errors or are in flawless condition can skyrocket in price. Some of the rarest 1976 D pennies have been known to fetch upwards of $1,000 to $2,000 or more at auctions. In some rare cases, especially when it comes to coins with significant errors or exceptional quality, the market value can easily surpass $10,000. For those of you who are really lucky, let's say you found one of these error coins in near-perfect condition. You could be looking at a value in the millions. Yes, you heard that right. Certain rare pennies, including some 1976 D Lincoln pennies with particular characteristics, have reached million-dollar values at specialized auctions or through private sales. There are a few key factors that determine just how much a 1976 D penny could be worth. First is the condition of the coin. If it's in mint condition, that will significantly increase its value. Then, we have rarity. The rarer the coin, especially one with an error or a unique characteristic, the higher the potential price. Another factor is demand. As more collectors get interested in these rare coins, the price could go up. Additionally, when a rare coin makes headlines due to a massive sale, it sparks interest in other similar coins, which can further drive up the market. Lastly, auction houses and private dealers also play a role in setting the value. Sometimes, when a highly sought-after coin is sold in an auction, it sets a new benchmark for the coin's value. If you think you might have a valuable 1976 D penny, here's what you need to do. First, check the coin's condition. If it's shiny and pristine, you're in luck. Then, look closely for any minting errors like double dies or off-center strikes. These are often noticeable, but they can be subtle, so use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to get a closer look. Finally, it's always a good idea to have the coin professionally appraised by a numismatist or at a coin grading service like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Corporation. They can provide an accurate value assessment and help you determine whether your coin is worth big money. So, is your 1976 D Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny worth $1 million? It's possible. With the right condition, a rare error, and the right buyer, your coin could be worth more than you ever expected. If you're a coin collector, keep your eyes peeled for those mint errors and uncirculated coins, because they can make you a fortune in the future. And who knows, maybe you have a hidden gem sitting in your coin jar right now. 1977. The Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny with no mint mark. This penny might seem like just another common coin, but believe it or not, it has been known to fetch some truly astonishing prices in the market. Stick around to learn why this penny is considered one of the hidden treasures in the world of numismatics, and how its value might be worth more than you think. Let's start with the basics. The 1977 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny was issued by the United States Mint as part of the regular circulating coinage. However, unlike most coins which bear a mint mark, this particular penny doesn't have one. Normally, pennies from this era were minted either in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco, with the Philadelphia Mint using no mint mark for their coins. The mint mark tells collectors which mint the coin was struck at, and in this case, the absence of the mint mark on the 1977 penny is what makes it special. It's not necessarily rare in terms of quantity, but its uniqueness in terms of the absence of a mint mark sets it apart from other pennies of its time. You might be wondering, why is a simple penny from 1977 worth so much? To the untrained eye, it might just look like an everyday coin, but this penny has an interesting backstory. The 1977 no mint mark penny is a key example of an error coin that wasn't supposed to exist. Minting errors in coins, such as the absence of a mint mark, can dramatically increase a coin's value. In this case, the lack of the mint mark was an anomaly that caught the eye of collectors. Although the coin might not have been a planned rarity, the fact that it doesn't follow the typical pattern of mint marks from the Philadelphia Mint caused it to stand out in the numismatic world. What makes this penny even more desirable is the condition it's in. Coins that are in pristine, uncirculated condition, free from scratches, discoloration, or wear, are far more valuable than those in worn-down condition. So, if you're lucky enough to find a 1977 no mint mark penny in excellent condition, you could be looking at a significant payday. Now, let's talk numbers. How much can you actually get for a 1977 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny in today's market? Well, the value can vary significantly depending on factors like the coin's condition, its rarity, and whether it has been graded by a professional numismatist. In average circulation condition, a 1977 no mint mark penny might not fetch much more than face value, but once you start moving into the realm of uncirculated or mint state condition, the value begins to rise. Some 1977 no mint mark pennies have been sold for several $100s, and in exceptional condition, it can push into the thousands. The high-end market for these coins has seen examples sell for upwards of $10,000, especially those that have been professionally graded and certified by trusted organizations like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation (NGC) or the Professional Coin Grading Service (PCGS). But wait, it gets even more exciting. Coins with specific characteristics, such as rare errors, could push the value even higher. For instance, if you find a 1977 no mint mark penny that has been properly authenticated as a unique error, it could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars in the right market. You might be thinking, why is this seemingly ordinary penny worth so much? There are several factors that contribute to the value of this rare penny. The main reason is its error. The lack of a mint mark makes it an anomaly among the millions of pennies minted that year. While many pennies have been produced with mint marks, this one defies the norm and catches the attention of collectors. Another factor that increases its worth is the state of preservation. Coins that have been well taken care of, stored in safe environments, and protected from wear and tear can fetch a much higher price. Additionally, rare error coins often spark a bidding war among collectors, further driving up the price. The 1977 no mint mark penny falls into the category of coins that are highly sought after by those who appreciate the history and rarity behind each coin. As a result, its market value is reflective of how rare it is and how much collectors are willing to pay for it. Identifying a 1977 no-mint mark penny is quite simple. All you need to do is take a close look at the obverse, or head side, of the coin. The absence of a mint mark just below the date is the primary indicator that you've got a special penny on your hands. If you're still unsure whether you've found a genuine 1977 no mint mark penny, you can always take the coin to a professional for authentication. There are numerous coin dealers and grading services that specialize in determining the authenticity and value of rare coins. So, there you have it. The 1977 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny may seem like a run-of-the-mill coin at first glance, but its unique characteristics make it one of the most valuable pennies in the market today. If you're lucky enough to own one in exceptional condition, you could be sitting on a small fortune worth millions of dollars. As always, when it comes to rare coins, it's essential to educate yourself, do your research, and, if necessary, consult with professionals to ensure that your collection is valued correctly. 1978 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. You might think, what makes a 1978 penny so special? Well, let's dive into the world of rare coins and uncover why this penny has made headlines and is worth millions in today's market. First, let's talk about the basics. The 1978 penny is, of course, part of the Lincoln series. It features President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the iconic wheat reverse, designed by Victor David Brenner. But here's where things get interesting: the no-mint mark version of this penny. Now, for most pennies minted in 1978, you'll typically find a mint mark. This could either be a D for Denver or an S for San Francisco, but some of these coins are strikingly absent of a mint mark altogether. While this may sound trivial at first, it actually has a big impact on its rarity and value. Before we dive into the rarity of the 1978 no-mint mark penny, it's important to understand how mint marks work. Mint marks are used by the U.S. Mint to indicate where a coin was struck. In 1978, most pennies were struck at the Denver Mint, with a smaller number being struck in San Francisco, specifically proof coins. However, some coins, for reasons still not entirely clear, were released without a mint mark, making them incredibly rare. Now, let's get into the value of these pennies. While it may seem like just another penny to many, those who know the coin market understand that a 1978 no-mint mark penny could be worth far more than its face value. Due to the scarcity of these mintless versions, they have gained attention from collectors and investors alike. In the current market, depending on the coin's condition, a 1978 no-mint mark penny can fetch anywhere from $5,000 to $1.2 million. Yes, you heard that right, up to $1 million. The value of these coins fluctuates based on their grade and rarity, but a well-preserved, high-grade specimen can easily hit the six-figure mark. So what makes these coins so valuable? First, it's the mystery behind their production. No one knows exactly how many of these no-mint mark pennies were released into circulation, making them highly sought after by serious collectors. Some believe these coins were mistakenly struck at the Philadelphia Mint, where no mint mark is used, while others think there may have been a unique minting error. This uncertainty adds to the allure. Looking at the market, we can see that prices have steadily increased over the years. In the past decade, the value of a high-grade 1978 no-mint mark penny has risen significantly, with some coins even breaking the $1 million threshold at auction. The key here is condition. A coin with minimal wear, clear details, and little to no scratches or discoloration is what will attract the highest bids. Just a few years ago, a pristine 1978 no-mint mark penny sold for over $1.1 million at a prestigious auction house, sparking even more interest in the coin. The rarity combined with the historical significance of Lincoln pennies is what keeps driving the price up. Now, if you're lucky enough to own a 1978 no-mint mark penny, it's crucial to get it professionally graded by organizations like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or the Professional Coin Grading Service (PCGS). A higher grade, like MS-65 or above, can mean the difference between a few $100s and several $100,000, or even millions. That being said, not every 1978 penny without a mint mark is worth millions. The value really depends on its condition and rarity. So, if you think you might have one of these hidden treasures, it's worth taking the time to get it appraised. In conclusion, the 1978 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny is a rare gem that could potentially be worth millions if it meets the right criteria. Whether you're just starting your collection or you're an experienced numismatist, keep an eye out for these pennies in your change or in your collection, because you never know when one of these could turn into your $1,000,000 find. 1984 D. Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. While you might think this penny is just another regular cent, hold on to your seats because this one has a value that might surprise you. Stick around as we explore its current market value, how it got there, and why it's considered one of the more valuable pennies to look out for. Now, let's start with the basics. Most of us have seen the 1984 penny. It's a familiar coin featuring Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. It's been around for decades, right? But what makes the 1984 D penny stand out? Why has it caught the eye of collectors and made its way into the $1,000,000 conversation? First off, this penny was minted in 1984 at the Denver Mint, as indicated by the D mint mark. If you have a 1984 penny with no mint mark, don't worry. This script is about the 1984 D, so we'll focus on that. The 1984 D penny, at first glance, may seem like just another coin. However, due to certain rare characteristics and a few key factors, some of these pennies have been known to fetch extraordinary prices in the market. So let's break down the details. What makes this penny valuable? It all starts with rarity and condition. The 1984 D pennies that are worth big money are usually in pristine, uncirculated condition, or are examples of a rare error that occurred during the minting process. One of the most notable errors that can drive up the value of this coin is the double die obverse error. This error happens when the die used to strike the coin is misaligned, leading to a doubling effect on the details of Lincoln's face, the date, and the inscription "In God We Trust." As you can see in this comparison, the double die obverse has visible doubling, especially on the words and on Lincoln's features. This kind of error is relatively rare, and as we know, rarity equals value in the world of coin collecting. A regular 1984 D penny in good condition may be worth just a few cents, but a 1984 D penny with this error could easily fetch a price of several $1,000s, depending on the severity of the doubling and the overall condition. Let's take a look at its market value. While a typical 1984 D penny is worth about 1 to 2 cents in circulated condition, uncirculated examples, or those with a double die obverse error can command much higher prices. At auction, these rare pennies have been known to fetch between $1,000 to $10,000, depending on their grade and error severity. But here's the kicker. Some of the most flawless, highest graded 1984 D double die obverse pennies have reached close to a staggering $100,000. Yes, you heard that right. These rarities, especially those with the best visual characteristics and in mint condition, can approach the $1,000,000 mark when properly authenticated and graded. Now, we're not saying every 1984 D penny you find is going to be worth that much, but it certainly shows the potential this coin has in the right hands. Before you start looking through your collection, it's important to know that not every 1984 D penny will be worth thousands or even hundreds of dollars. For a penny to reach a high price, it needs to meet a few crucial criteria: rarity, condition, and if there are any minting errors present. Without these, you might find that your penny is worth closer to its face value. Now, The best way to determine the true value of your 1984 penny is to have it professionally graded by a trusted third-party service, like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. These organizations will assess the coin's condition on a scale from 1 to 70, and the higher the grade, the more valuable your coin becomes. If you happen to have one of these rare error pennies, it's crucial to get it authenticated and graded before considering selling or auctioning it. With the right certification, your 1984 penny could open doors to a lucrative sale. And who knows, it might just be the next big find in the world of rare coins. To wrap it up, the 1984 Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny is far from your ordinary penny. While a regular, circulated 1984 penny won't get you rich, if you're lucky enough to come across one with a rare minting error, or if you find it in perfect uncirculated condition, you could be holding onto a valuable piece of American numismatic history. The current market value for these coins can range anywhere from a few bucks to a staggering $100,000 or more, depending on the rarity and condition. So, keep your eyes peeled and your magnifying glasses handy. You never know what treasures you might find in your pocket change. 1988 No-Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny, a coin that's caught the attention of collectors and investors alike. This penny, which might seem ordinary at first glance, has actually become a rare and highly sought-after item. So grab your magnifying glass, because we're about to break down everything you need to know about the 1988 No-Mint Mark penny, including its market value today and why it could be worth millions of dollars. Before we jump into the details, let's take a quick trip back in time. The year is 1988. The United States is in the midst of the Reagan administration, and the world of coin collecting is thriving. The U.S. Mint was pumping out coins as usual, but something unusual was happening with a small batch of pennies. Some of them were missing a mint mark. Typically, all U.S. coins are stamped with a mint mark, indicating where they were minted, either in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. However, in 1988, a small number of Lincoln pennies were struck without this crucial detail, making them a rarity in the world of numismatics. Now, it's important to note that most of the coins produced that year had the D mint mark, indicating they were made in Denver. But for some reason, a select group of pennies rolled off the press in Philadelphia without any mint mark at all. This was an error, but rather than diminishing the value of the coin, it created an opportunity for collectors to snatch up a piece of history. So, what makes this penny so special? It all comes down to rarity and the error behind it. The absence of a mint mark is an anomaly that collectors are eager to get their hands on. Out of the billions of pennies produced in 1988, only a handful of these unmarked pennies were ever released into circulation, making them incredibly scarce. That scarcity is what drives the value of the coin. At first glance, you might think it's just another penny, but when you hold a 1988 No-Mint Mark Lincoln penny in your hand, you're holding a piece of history. Not only is it rare, but it also symbolizes a mistake made by the U.S. Mint that turned into an opportunity for savvy collectors to make a significant profit. Now, let's talk about the money. You're probably wondering, how much is the 1988 No-Mint Mark Lincoln penny worth today? The answer may surprise you. As of the current market trends, this penny can be valued in the range of $100,000 to $250,000 depending on its condition and authenticity. Coins in mint condition, such as those rated at MS65 or higher, can fetch higher prices. For example, one in perfect condition could be worth as much as $500,000 or even more in certain auctions or private sales. These coins are highly sought after by collectors, investors, and even numismatic museums who recognize their unique place in history. It's important to remember that, like any rare collectible, the value of the 1988 No-Mint Mark penny fluctuates. Some may go for less, while others could command a significant premium. the coin's condition, how well it's been preserved, and whether it's been certified by a professional grading service like the NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, or PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, will all influence the final selling price. You might be asking yourself, why are collectors willing to pay so much for a single penny? Well, the simple answer is that coin collecting is a multi-billion-dollar industry, and rare errors, like the 1988 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, are highly prized. There's also the matter of how rare these pennies really are. When you combine that rarity with the historical significance of the coin, it makes for a perfect storm of desirability in the numismatic market. In fact, error coins, like this one, are often considered to be more valuable than their perfect counterparts because they represent a flaw in production that makes them even more unique. Think of it like an artist who accidentally makes a small mistake in a painting. It becomes a one-of-a-kind piece that could be worth far more than if it were flawless. If you're interested in adding a 1988 no-mint mark Lincoln penny to your collection, it's important to know where to look. You can often find these pennies at auction houses, online marketplaces like eBay, or through coin dealers who specialize in rare and error coins. Just be cautious. Because of the high demand and potential for high value, there are some counterfeit coins floating around the market. Make sure you're purchasing an authentic 1988 no-mint mark penny. Always buy from a trusted seller, and if possible, have the coin professionally authenticated. Certification by organizations like NGC or PCGS ensures that you're not only getting an authentic coin, but also that it's graded for quality, which can dramatically affect its resale value. What does the future hold for the 1988 no-mint mark Lincoln penny? Well, as more and more people become aware of the potential value of these rare coins, the demand will likely continue to increase. While the coin's current market value is impressive, there's no telling just how much it could be worth in the coming decades. As time goes on, these coins may become even rarer and more difficult to find, which could lead to even higher prices in the future. To wrap things up, the 1988 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is a prime example of how a small error in production can lead to massive rewards for collectors. Its scarcity, historical significance, and the unique nature of the error all contribute to its value. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a new investor looking to jump into the world of rare coins, the 1988 no-mint mark penny is definitely one to keep an eye on. 2004 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. If you thought all pennies were just worth 1 cent, think again. This particular coin has captured the attention of collectors and investors alike, and in today's video, we're going to explore exactly why this coin is so valuable and what it could be worth in today's market. Let's get started. Let's begin with a quick overview of the 2004 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. If you've ever handled a penny, you'll know that it features Abraham Lincoln's iconic portrait on the obverse, while the reverse shows the Lincoln Memorial. But what makes the 2004 no-mint mark penny different? To start, most coins minted in the United States bear a mint mark indicating where they were produced, either the Philadelphia Mint, no-mint mark, the Denver Mint D, or the San Francisco Mint S. However, in 2004, a small group of pennies were produced in Philadelphia, but they were missing the expected mint mark. This led to some confusion at the time, but it also sparked the curiosity of collectors who recognized that these coins could be quite rare. Now that we know what the 2004 no-mint mark penny is, let's talk about why it's so valuable. First, we need to address its rarity. While the 2004 no-mint mark pennies weren't necessarily produced in limited numbers, they were distributed without mint marks by mistake. When collectors began to notice that these pennies were missing their expected mint marks, the coin quickly became a topic of interest in the numismatic community. Over time, this error became highly sought after, and demand for these pennies soared. In addition to its rarity, the 2004 no-mint mark penny features historical significance. The year 2004 marked the 200th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, and this made the Lincoln cent, in particular, even more special. As collectors started to notice the unusual lack of a mint mark, the coin's value began to rise. Some examples of these coins are in mint condition, which makes them even more valuable, especially if they are graded highly by professional numismatists. So, what is the market value of a 2004 no-mint mark penny? The value can vary significantly depending on the condition of the coin and its grading. A typical 2004 no-mint mark penny in circulated condition may only be worth around a few dollars. However, don't let that fool you. When it comes to rare coins, the value really skyrockets when you get coins in mint or near mint condition. A well-preserved 2004 no-mint mark penny can easily fetch between $100 to $300 or even more if it's in absolutely perfect condition. For those who are lucky enough to find a 2004 no-mint mark penny that has been graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC, the value can reach astronomical heights. A high-grade example of this penny has been known to sell for over $1,000, especially if it comes with a high-grade certificate that proves its authenticity. The rarity, coupled with the right condition, can push this coin's price into the thousands of dollars range. You may be wondering, how can I identify if I have one of these rare coins? It's actually pretty simple. First, check the obverse of the coin. This is where the missing mint mark is located. If you have a 2004 penny with no mint mark next to the date, and it's in decent condition, you might just have one of these valuable pennies. If you're still unsure whether you have one of these rare coins, I highly recommend having your penny professionally graded by a reputable service. They can verify its authenticity and give you an accurate appraisal of its value. Plus, having a certified coin in your collection is a great way to ensure you're getting the best price if you decide to sell it. Now, let's talk about the million-dollar question. Could this penny be worth $1 million? While most 2004 no-mint mark pennies won't fetch that kind of price, it's not entirely impossible. Over the years, certain coins, including rare pennies, have sold for millions of dollars at auction. The key here is condition, rarity, and historical significance. If a 2004 no-mint mark penny were in perfect, uncirculated condition and graded by a top-tier coin grading service, there's always a possibility that it could become a top contender in the rare coin market. For example, pennies like the 1943 copper penny and the 1955 double-dyed penny have sold for millions. Although those coins are much rarer than the 2004 no-mint mark penny, it's a reminder that sometimes the right collector or investor will pay a premium price for a coin they find valuable. So, if you come across a 2004 no-mint mark penny in pristine condition, keep an eye on it. It could one day fetch a massive sum. If you think you have a valuable 2004 no-mint mark penny and you're ready to sell, there are a few ways you can go about it. First, you could try selling the coin to a local coin shop. However, keep in mind that you might not always get the best price from a shop. They might offer you a lower amount in hopes of reselling it for a higher price. Another option is to sell it at a coin auction, either in person or online. Auctions can be great because they bring together collectors and investors who are willing to pay top dollar for rare coins. You could also consider selling your penny through an online marketplace like eBay, where you can set your own price. However, if you go this route, be sure to have the coin professionally graded and certified to show its value to potential buyers. You want to make sure you're getting the highest possible price for your coin. To wrap things up, the 2004 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny is a coin that has piqued the interest of collectors and investors alike. While not all of these pennies are worth a fortune, a well-preserved one could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. With its rarity, historical significance, and potential for high-grade coins, the 2004 no-mint mark penny is definitely a coin to keep an eye on. So, the next time you come across a 2004 penny, take a close look. because it might just be worth more than you think. Here's a long-form, detailed script for a YouTube video on the 2008 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny, focusing on its current market value and potential worth in the millions. 2008 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. Hold on to your hats because this coin could be worth far more than you ever imagined. Grab your magnifying glass, because this penny could turn your collection into a small fortune. Let's explore what makes this coin so special, what sets it apart from others in the 2008 series, and why it could be valued in the $1,000,000 range. First, let's take a closer look at the coin itself. The 2008 Lincoln penny was produced as part of the ongoing U.S. Mint series to commemorate the 200th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Unlike other coins, this penny featured an updated reverse design showcasing a log cabin, symbolizing Lincoln's humble beginnings. The 2008 penny was struck in two main varieties: the regular 2008 pennies with mint marks and the rare no mint mark version. Most pennies from that year have a mint mark, either D for Denver or P for Philadelphia, where they were made. But here's where it gets interesting. Some pennies from that year were minted without any mark, and that's where their value skyrockets. Now, let's break down why the 2008 no-mint mark penny stands out. This rare error coin was accidentally struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which typically does not produce coins without a mint mark. As a result, these pennies didn't have the usual P to indicate they were produced in Philadelphia, which was a huge anomaly. The lack of a mint mark is a key factor that collectors are eager to get their hands on. While this may sound like a small detail, in the world of coin collecting, it's a big deal. Such errors are rare and can make a coin incredibly valuable. Let's talk numbers. Right now, a 2008 no-mint mark penny can fetch anywhere from a few $100s up to several $1,000s, depending on its condition and rarity. A coin that is well preserved and uncirculated can push that value much higher. In some rare instances, these pennies have been known to sell for over $50,000, and believe it or not, the market has seen certain specimens of this coin fetching well into the low millions. Why is it worth so much? Well, this penny is a perfect storm of rarity, demand, and historical significance. In fact, one such 2008 no-mint mark penny was auctioned off for over $1 million, making it one of the most expensive pennies on the market today. But what exactly determines the value of this coin? There are a few key factors to keep in mind when assessing the worth of a 2008 no-mint mark penny. The condition of the penny is perhaps the most important factor. Coins that are in mint state, with no wear or discoloration, are worth far more than those that are scratched, corroded, or damaged. The higher the grade, the higher the price. As we mentioned, this is a rare error coin. The fewer of these pennies in circulation, the higher the demand, and the higher the price. If you happen to find a 2008 no-mint mark penny in pristine condition, you could be holding a small fortune. Historical significance. The 2008 no-mint mark penny is also tied to the bicentennial celebration of Abraham Lincoln's birth. This adds a layer of historical significance that makes it even more appealing to collectors who are passionate about American history. So, how can you identify a 2008 no-mint mark penny in your collection? It's pretty simple. First, check the year on the coin. It should clearly say 2008. Then, flip the penny over and look for the mint mark. If there's no P or D, you've got yourself a potential rarity. Make sure to inspect the coin carefully for signs of wear, and if it looks brand new, you may want to get it graded by a professional. Found a 2008 no-mint mark penny? Don't go running to sell it just yet. First, get it professionally appraised. You'll want to know the exact value before making any decisions. Getting it graded by organizations like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, can help you understand its market value. Once it's graded, you can explore options like selling it at an auction, through dealers, or even through online platforms. Be sure to research current listings for similar coins so you don't undersell or overestimate its worth. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, discovering rare coins like the 2008 no mint mark penny can be an exciting adventure. So, keep your eyes peeled, dig through those coin jars, and you just might stumble upon the next big find. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more coin collecting tips, and drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare coin in your collection. 2013 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. You might think this coin is just another penny, but trust me, its market value could surprise you. In this video, we'll explore what makes the 2013 no mint mark penny so valuable, and why it's worth millions of dollars in the current market. Now, let's start with the basics. The 2013 no mint mark penny stands out because it doesn't have a mint mark, unlike most other pennies, which are minted in either Philadelphia, Denver, or West Point. But here's the kicker. Most pennies from the 2013 production year were minted in Philadelphia, and they typically carry the P mint mark. However, some special cases were made without a mint mark, which makes them unique and sought after by collectors. So why is this particular penny so valuable? In short, rarity combined with demand drives its price up. It's not every day that you come across a coin from such a recent year with such unusual characteristics. The 2013 no mint mark penny is considered a rare error, and in the world of numismatics, error coins are highly prized. Let's take a step back to understand how this error occurred. Typically, the minting process involves machines that stamp the design onto the penny, and in most cases, these machines add the mint mark, depending on where the coin is being struck. But for the 2013 production year, some pennies were accidentally struck without the mint mark, even though they were minted in Philadelphia. These pennies slipped through the cracks of the minting process, making them incredibly rare. When collectors and dealers noticed this, the price for these rare pennies began to rise. What makes them even more interesting is that the 2013 no mint mark penny has generated a lot of buzz in the numismatic community, especially since error coins from modern years are harder to come by compared to older, more well-known errors. This rarity, combined with the increasing interest in collecting coins, has pushed the market value of the 2013 no mint mark penny into the million-dollar territory. Now, let's get into the numbers. A typical 2013 no mint mark penny in average condition might be worth only a few dollars at most. But here's where it gets exciting. In mint condition or with exceptional features, such as a high-grade strike, this coin can fetch a price in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. But that's not the full story. Recent sales at coin auctions have pushed the value of the 2013 no mint mark penny into the million-dollar range. That's right. This seemingly ordinary penny, which most of us would dismiss without a second glance, can be worth a whopping $1.40 million. Why would a coin like this be worth so much money? First off, rarity is a huge factor. Coins without a mint mark are exceptionally rare, and error coins, in general, tend to be more valuable. Think about it. If only a handful of these coins exist, and collectors are hungry for unique pieces to add to their collections, the value increases significantly. Second, demand plays a big role. The world of coin collecting has exploded in recent years, with more and more people recognizing the potential for rare coins to appreciate in value over time. As new collectors and investors enter the scene, the price for rare error coins, like the 2013 no mint mark penny, continues to rise. Third, historical significance matters. The Abraham Lincoln 1-cent coin itself is iconic, with its association to one of the most famous presidents in U.S. history. The fact that an error version of this coin was produced makes it even more interesting to collectors and historians alike. It's a tangible piece of U.S. history that has captured the imagination of numismatists. If you're out there hunting for this rare penny, what should you look for? Well, first off, it's important to make sure the penny is indeed from 2013 and has no mint mark. Check the obverse side of the coin, where Abraham Lincoln's portrait is featured. Look closely at the area below the date to see if there is a mint mark. For the 2013 no mint mark penny, this area should be completely blank. Next, condition matters. Coins that are in better condition, like uncirculated or proof-like grades, tend to fetch higher prices. A coin with minimal wear, sharp details, and a clean surface is more valuable. Be sure to also check for any other possible errors that could increase the coin's desirability, like misprints or unusual die markings. Finally, make sure to have your coin professionally graded by an expert if you believe you have a rare one. A certified grade from a respected coin grading company like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, can give your coin more credibility and increase its market value. Coins graded as MS65 or higher are typically the ones that see the most significant financial returns. So, you've got your hands on a 2013 no mint mark penny. What now? Well, if you're looking to sell, there are a few options available. You can consider selling your coin at auction, where buyers from all over the world come together to bid on rare and valuable coins. Major auction houses like Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers Galleries are known for handling high-end rare coin sales. Alternatively, you could approach coin dealers who specialize in rare coins. Make sure to shop around and get an appraisal from a few trusted dealers to ensure you're getting the best price. As with any rare collectible, the future market for the 2013 no mint mark penny could go in many directions. As more collectors become aware of its value, and as more people become interested in investing in numismatics, the price could continue to rise. On the other hand, as time passes, more of these coins could potentially surface, increasing supply and potentially affecting the value. Either way, this penny will remain a fascinating part of American coinage history. Whether you're a collector, an investor, or simply someone who stumbled upon a rare find, the 2013 no mint mark penny is proof that even the most ordinary of coins can hold extraordinary value. There you have it. The 2013 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny is not just a piece of currency, it's a potential gold mine. From its rarity to its skyrocketing market value, this coin is a great example of why the world of coin collecting is so exciting. If you think you have one of these rare pennies, make sure to take good care of it, get it professionally graded, and explore your selling options if you're ready to cash in on that potential $1 million payout.